Not every movie comes out of the gate with a red carpet and rave reviews. Some start off as B-list underdogs, flying under the radar or getting dismissed by critics, only to rise from the ashes as cult classics. Here are 8 films that remind us that sometimes the best movies are the ones you don't see coming. Double Dragon. This 90s film, based on the video game of the same name, is double cheese with a side order of cheese. The plot is weak. In a dystopian New Angeles, a crime boss is looking for 2 brothers who have a powerful medallion. Sounds pretty bland, right? And it doesn't get any more nuanced than that. But the special effects are good, and the action scenes make it worth watching. Masters of the Universe. Courtney Cox plays teenager Julie Winston in this camp adaptation of He-Man. Still riding the crest of his Rocky IV-wave, Dolph Lundgren stars as He-Man opposite Frank Langella's Skeletor. The two arrive on Earth after a key is accidentally transported here and battle it out, with He-Man aided by a ragtag mob of humans. The Blob. Horror in the 1950s was a bit different from what we know today. And that's what's so great about this film. Starring Steve McQueen in his first main role, this movie sees a blob inadvertently released after landing from outer space, then going on to cause havoc. Sure, it looks its age, but this is the history of sci-fi horror. Trivia. Made on a shoestring budget of just $110,000, The Blob ended up grossing over $4 million, a big win for its time. The Toxic Avenger. A spoof superhero movie that still stands up today for its comedic elements. Melvin is a janitor who is relentlessly bullied. When he falls from a window, he lands in a barrel of toxic waste and becomes the Toxic Avenger. If you ever think that, just maybe, superhero films sometimes take themselves too seriously these days, this brings the genre right back to earth. Convoy. Road movies were big in the 70s, and this is one of the best. It featured the common trope of the time, with cool road users being pursued by out-of-touch cops, and it did everything so well. This is one of those films that's not about the story, which, to be fair, is pretty basic. It's all about the journey. The Stuff. It's a film about killer yogurt. If that doesn't pique your interest, then, quite honestly, you shouldn't be reading this list. A group of quarry workers discover a creamy substance bubbling up from the ground. Naturally, they try it and discover it's delicious. When they start selling it, the stuff becomes a craze. But the suspicious FBI starts an investigation. This is a satirical sci-fi horror that everybody should see at least once. Invaders from Mars. This is more cinematic history. The poster alone is iconic, and the film features everything from flying saucers to green Martians. It was rushed into production to beat War of the Worlds for the title of the first color presentation of aliens and spacecraft. At times, it feels a little like a parody of itself, but that's only because it's part of the evolution of sci-fi. A young boy sees a UFO land and tells his parents. After venturing out to see if he can find it, the boy's father starts behaving strangely. Heathers. Now a successful musical and cult classic movie, this movie was never expected to hit such heights. It completely subverted teen dramas and set the scene for later shows like Pretty Little Liars. Veronica, Winona Ryder, is one of the cool girls at high school, but she thinks the others in her clique are bullies. Veronica and her boyfriend J.D., Christian Slater, confront the leader of said clique and accidentally poison her. But, after helping J.D. make it look like suicide, Veronica realizes it was intentional and just the start of a killing spree.